Hello, everyone. Welcome back to your now favorite podcast, Chat&Chat. I am teacher April. Hello, nice to meet you. And here with me is teacher Carlos.
Hey guys, welcome to the fourth episode already. Yeah, fourth episode. Yes, the fourth episode of this podcast that has been very interesting, right?
Yeah, we're so official now.
Yeah, we are. We are very official now.
We are even more official because now you can also find us on YouTube.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
So remember, first of all, we will begin with this. You can follow us, you can listen to us, and also watch us in Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Are we in TikTok?
Yeah,
TikTok,
we do.
yes,
We do have
so-
TikTok too.
We are everywhere now.
Yes,
We are legit.
Yeah, and remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we are on all the social media as Columbus School BCS. There we go, guys. So, what are we doing for today?
Well, today we're starting a new dynamic that you probably heard of in Random Talks.
Yeah.
If you have not, well, after you listen to this or before, go listen to that episode because the dynamic is a secret word.
Yeah. We're going to mention a secret word right here that you can link it to the other that was mentioned in Random Talks. And then you can win a prize, right?
Yes, so you have to link the both words and then send a message to our Facebook page with the secret phrase, the secret word of the week, and then you can get some special prizes.
There you go. So, shall we say the secret word already?
No, not yet. You
Okay.
have to stay tuned to figure it out.
All right, so stay tuned.
And for today's topic,
All right.
we've chosen our first job interviews.
Yeah, the first job experiences. As you probably know, there's a lot of teenagers watching this program, probably. So, probably most of you are thinking about getting a job, right?
Yes.
Well, now that we are in this dynamic, well, with the pandemic and everything, probably jobs are more difficult to get, right?
Yeah.
At least for you
I would
guys.
say so.
Yeah. So yeah, you would be putting yourselves at certain risk. So we probably want to give it a second thought if you are going to have a job interview. But still, it is very normal for you guys between 15 and 17 years old to be looking for a job to earn some money, right?
Yeah, maybe now their job interviews would be like online,
Yeah.
like
yeah,
a
as far as I
Zoom
know.
job interview, right?
Yeah.
That would be much safer for an online job. A lot of things to consider nowadays.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that you have to consider, and also, well, I remember that. Well, you're not or you're never prepared for a first interview, right?
No, you try your best to be.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I remember watching, well, not a lot of videos actually, not on my days, but I read a lot of articles, I talked to a lot of people, and I searched for advice from the adults in my life. Like, what did you do? What should I do? What should I wear? What should I bring?
How should I act?
Yes,
Right?
also, totally.
Yeah. And normally the experience that you get, like to know information about your first job interview or your first job is through other people's experiences.
Yes,
Other people's
totally.
experiences. So I would have liked if at school they taught me something related to that. I mean, like,
Yes, of course.
like academically speaking, have a subject that could help you, live in the real life, like make your like your counts. If you need to count some money, if you want to learn how to save money,
Totally.
pay bills, taxes, and all of those things.
100%.
Yeah.
I would have appreciated that.
Yeah, they are part of the world of adults. I remember that when that's funny because I learned the real difference between debit and credit
Yeah.
until I became a teacher. Because I started working as a teacher. That was my first job, like formal job, right?
Yeah.
Because I was a waiter, but we're going to get into that later, right? But I opened an account. They gave me a debit card, and I started like understanding how it goes.
Yeah.
So you're never mentioned about this at school, right?
No, it would be very, very useful for our youth to be taught this beforehand, before facing it and maybe getting into difficult situations.
Yeah, because
Something
I mean,
like
at least with credit, it can be very dangerous.
Yeah.
It can be very, very dangerous
For sure.
if you don't know the like the basic concepts of it, right? Or how it works, right? Which is like lending you money. But you start like learning things through your experience,
Yeah,
right?
of course.
And it's funny because you always tell about the first interview that you ever got,
Yeah.
right? So, how's your experience? What was your first job interview, or how was it?
Well, I guess my first job interview was for like to be a barista in a
Oh.
cafe. Actually, now that I think about it, before the occasion, because you mentioned it right now, I was thinking one of the schools I teach at right now was my first job interview, but no, and it was the other one, and I remember being so nervous, so nervous. As I said, I'm a person that likes to prepare
Yeah.
before any event of any sort or type. And for that job interview, I asked a lot of people and I researched, like, I think blogs were more popular a few years ago. And I was like, okay, what should I do? And like the power pose before the interview. That's very helpful. I don't know if you've heard of it.
No, not really.
So while you're waiting for your job interview, or like 2 minutes before, well, like maybe like 5, you can like go into the bathroom or stay outside and hold a power pose. What is a power pose?
Like a superhero thing or something like that?
Yes, that is the best
No
explanation.
way.
Yes, so you like stand up straight. You put your legs, your feet at like shoulder length, kind of, and then like put your hands on your waist and hold your head really high. And you have
So
to
go
hold.
like this. or
Yes,
something.
full superpower pose, and you have to maintain the superpower pose superhero pose for like at least 1 minute. Try
Holding it like this.
Yes, try it, and I guarantee you're going to feel more powerful and more confident. So
Wow.
it is great to do before like the job interview. I remember I held my power pose before my job interviews,
But where did you do it?
like in the bathroom.
Oh,
Like-
great, yeah, because if you think about it, like, what is she doing in the middle of the living room going like this for a minute?
In the waiting room, right? Like,
Yeah,
people walking
and they go
around.
like, what is she doing?
Hold it 1 minute.
Yeah, holding it like this. Oh my god, no. That's
No,
like...
I went to the bathroom. Yeah.
Yeah, it's as you said, the same word tells you the purpose of this,
Yeah.
the empower thing, that it can give you the confidence that you need, or probably the little boost that you need to be able to cope with
With the nerves.
with the stress too,
Yeah.
right? Because it can lead you to certain things. I think that you have to consider a lot of things about what you do, like without even noticing it. I mean, that like some people tend to do things like hold their hands
I do
become
that.
sweaty.
Yeah, I
and
do
then-
that.
and
Like I hold things or I play with my fingers.
fidgety.
Yeah, I fidget. So I just like consciously keep my hands at ease. Maybe I grab like a pen and a notebook.
Okay.
So it looks like a little bit profesh, but I'm actually hiding my fidgeting.
Yeah. Like holding onto something,
Yeah,
right?
it helps.
Yeah, there's a lot of things to consider, right? Because you have to, you're never mentioned or you're never trained to really have a job interview, right? And you never know what you're going to be asked about,
No.
right? Or actually, it's depending of
On the job.
yeah, depending on the job, right?
The
Because
pace.
yeah, because you have to consider the fact that some work or some jobs need to provide a service to another person,
Yeah.
right? If you are a service provider, you need to have certain abilities in order to be able to provide a good service, right? Me, in my experience, I worked quite some time as a waiter before being a teacher. I was a teenager, and also part of my life in university, I worked as a waiter, and it was actually in the U.S.
Oh, so we've talked a little bit about this.
Yeah,
before,
yeah.
right? Uh-huh.
Well, there's I have family in the U.S. and
Yeah.
then they have this business, kind of cliche, right? Which is a Mexican restaurant actually, and I learn about a lot of different things. Like here, the tip process or the tip ideology is very different from the one in the United States.
How so?
Some people or some restaurants they already include the tips
In your like
in the bill.
salary?
Yeah, in the
Okay.
bill.
Uh-huh.
And some restaurants or some waiters they rely completely on what they get from tips.
Completely.
Yeah, sometimes
Wow.
they do. Well, I say completely because the pay wage
It's very.
is very low.
Okay.
Very, very low. But you rely sometimes more with tips.
Yeah.
And there's something about that you have to consider and that you are never told about, right? Which is a service that you have to provide for people. You need to be always like providing good attitude, being always at service, right? Asking people, what do you need? What can I do for you? What can I get you? Be nice all the time. That's what you try to do. I mean, it's not mandatory for you to like talk to the customer, but still it makes it like more personal.
Yeah.
And they feel the client feels more well received, more cozy, right? A cozy treatment.
Like you're actually paying attention to.
Yeah,
them, right?
yeah. So they normally provide you with an extra tip or something like that, which is better, right? But at the end of the day, in this case, well, I didn't have to do like an interview or so, but I had to learn a lot of things. That the only way to learn them is through experience. That's the thing, right? For example, for my first job interview actually was to work as a teacher.
Yeah.
So I remember that I just finished university and I got my first job. And my first job was actually because they really liked the way I was practicing with my students. And they were like very confident because they saw me practicing and they didn't even have to give me like an interview to get the job. And what I did is that I enrolled with them, I was working with them, and they provide me with books and all the text that I needed. But at the end of the day, everything that I had to learn it through practice, through experience.
So was that like your social work from university?
Yeah, when I was in college, we have to cover certain hours.
Yeah.
To become a teacher, right? To have this, well, you are your specialty, if you can put it like that. You take something or you study a field specifically, and then you have to cover certain hours with the practice, right? So you normally want to practice in real schools, right? So you go to the school. This is kind of like the interview part of it.
I guess.
That you present yourself and you say, I'm a student from this school and I'm looking forward to have my professional practices before I get my degree. And they make it like a little interview. What's your name, your age, what you want to do, who you want to work with, because they have to know the age more or less.
Yeah.
So in my case, I didn't want to work with kids. I wanted to work with teenagers. And at the beginning, I was very reluctant to work with teenagers because I remember how I was as a teenager.
You were like, no, I cannot handle.
I wouldn't handle myself, and I was like, well, it's different times, Kids are different. They are, but still, I was very surprised on the way that you learn from them, and that's the thing, guys. There's a loop in the job universe, in the job world. There's a loop that you have to break sometimes in order to be getting or provide your curriculum with more weight, right? Which is, this loop goes by, I don't have a job because I don't have experience, and I can get experience because I don't have a job.
And the job requires experience, but you cannot get a job to gain experience. So
it's a loop. It's a loop. So that's the thing that I wanted to break. I want to work, but still I want to study. There was a lot of things that I wanted to consider before working, right?
But it was a great I guess I don't know because I'm trying to put the words in order, but so because you gave good effort and you had very good attitude during your practices, they saw the potential in you to be an actual teacher, to get the job. So you were getting the experience through the practices, and because you actually put in the effort, right? You gave your best effort, so they saw that. So I guess it is what I keep thinking as you keep telling me your story. I'm like, well, it matters. You shouldn't go into something haphazardly, right?
Yeah.
Because everything you do in front of other people, it is going to help them create the image of who you are
Yes.
as at least as a working person,
Okay.
right? I don't know, that's kind of, it keeps going on and on in my mind. Like, we should always be doing our best efforts.
All right. Very good. Well, I think it's time for us to
little
give
break.
you the secret words already. Yes.
Secret.
So,
What is the secret word?
the secret word that you should be connecting with the other one from Random Talks is
Wald.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Grindelwald. How do you spell it, teacher Carlos?
Well, Grindelwald is spelled Grindewald.
Was that right? Production over there? Yes.
Yes, there you go.
Thumbs up. We got thumbs up.
There you go, Grindelwald.
So run, match it with the other one. Send a message right now. Be the first one.
Yeah.
Get your prize.
Yeah, and as we mentioned before, if you're a fan, a Harry Potter fan, a Potterhead out there, you will know ASAP
who this is.
Yeah. Remember, send your message, send your DM, so you can get your prize. Yeah. Remember that you can send the message through Facebook or even Instagram too, right?
Yeah.
Remember, Columbus School.
BCS.
There you go. So
exciting.
yeah. I mean, these dynamics help us a lot to connect with you. That would be great if
we want to hear more from you.
Yeah, and if you don't do it, I'm gonna get the word. I want the prize. I mean, like, if you don't get it, I'm gonna get it. Come on.
Before I do.
I'm gonna ask permission if I can do that. Yeah, I mean, this probably that you something that you want to do, right?
Yeah.
And actually, just a reminder, something that you should consider too is the fact that probably in the future we're going to have guests.
Ooh.
For the podcast.
Yes.
So that's an interesting addition to this dynamic, don't you think?
We're growing and we want to hear more from you, and we want you to be part of this because it is so exciting and it is so awesome and it is a great practice for you guys.
Yeah.
So if you want to practice a little bit more your speaking as well as you're listening,
of course.
Please reach out. Let us know.
Very good, very good. So I hope this helps you guys. This is very important for you to interact with us.
Yes.
All right. So
you know what I was thinking about the first jobs? Knowing English is what got me that first job. What?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Really? I was a barista. If you don't know what that is, it is the person that creates the coffee art or makes coffee. And all of the techniques.
Like in Starbucks, the ones that give you coffee. Yeah.
Exactly. So I got that preparation, right? Getting to know how different coffees have different scents and all that. But when I was in my job interview, I gave them like, well, I'm a student, I'm studying arts over here. So it would be like a summer job,
of course.
like 3 months.
Like a half-time job.
No, it was full-time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because in the summer we got like 3 months of recess, like 2 months and a half. So I came back and I was like, well, I don't want to be doing nothing
and you
here.
want to be productive, yes. Of course, that's the main purpose sometimes.
Yeah, I want to do something and I want to learn something new. I don't know why, but I always had the dream of working in a coffee shop.
Yeah, that's probably one of it's on my bucket list. There's something nice about it, right?
It is really, really nice. You talk to people, you make this thing that is going to make them feel better. Or maybe we had a lot of people coming at like 7 a.m. for their starting the day coffee before work. So it was really nice to be there for them, right? I don't know, that's what I liked. We also did a lot of like latte art.
With the milk and the
with
cream,
the milk, the
with the
cream
little
and
flowers. Wow, that's mesmerizing when you are
Yes.
like doing that.
We had to practice a lot.
Yeah,
I
yes.
would practice all of my free time. I would be practicing
Yeah.
like over and over again. I got to the point where I could do hearts, and I also
You
could.
have to make like a circle and then like cross it or
that
something
one
like that, right?
also like the little kind of like leaves in a branch,
Yes.
and then cut it. I loved it. I really liked it a lot. And when I was in my job interview, I had like this form that you get in a how do you say papeleria?
I don't know, like the
Stationary.
The stationery?
Is it?
Thank
Stationery?
you. It slipped my mind. Thank you, production. Okay, so I went and bought this paper sheet at the stationery where you just fill in the blanks with the information like name, university, age, and this and that and that. And in my extra skills, I put English.
Yes. Yes.
And so it happened that there in the coffee shop, the other baristas, they didn't have anyone who spoke English. And we had a lot of like American, Canadian, and customers that were from abroad. A lot of people that weren't Mexican or Spanish speakers. So that's what got me that job, because when you come and work for a little amount of time,
Yes.
they usually don't like it, right? They have to invest time into preparing you, and when you're ready, then you go.
Yes.
But I guess also because it was kind of like not a bad time for the establishment.
Yes, of course.
It was a good addition to have someone who spoke
Yes,
English.
yes, it is. It is. And now that you mentioned, there is something very important that I think that we should cover.
Yeah.
That is completely true, guys. English has a very powerful, it's a very powerful addition into your curriculum, right?
Yes, 100%.
But there is something that you must consider. Normally, at regular jobs or any job, sometimes they have this way of managing the level of English that you have. They use percentages.
Oh, yeah.
And this is not completely all right. This is not accurate.
No, it's not very accurate.
Because if you say, well, I talk 90% English, I mean, it's not very reliable to think about that way, because my mother tongue is Spanish, but I'm sure that I don't know the 100% of Spanish.
Nope.
Nope, that's too hard. That's too hard. So English is not measured by percentages. There is a framework of reference.
Yeah.
The European framework of reference, right?
Yeah, that's the one we use here.
Yeah. So the best way to represent or show your English level is through a certification.
Oh yes, completely.
Yeah.
And it is also, it adds weight, as you were saying.
Yes.
It's way more official. It makes you look so much better, and it is a guarantee. Yeah,
Yes.
it is professional for the people that want to hire you. Like, oh yeah, even got a certification. So if the people at Cambridge, all the way over there, who have been doing this for a lot of years, say that this person can do this, I'm in. I want that person in my team.
Yes, and as a fun fact, one place where you can be certified, of course, is Columbus School, which provides you with the tools to be able to get a certification like this, guys. This is an investment for your future if you think about it.
Yeah.
I would never have been a waiter in the US if I hadn't had the abilities to work in there, or the abilities to communicate. Remember that English can help you break these language barriers.
Yes.
That may exist in different countries, right?
And not only with people who speak English as a native tongue, but with people from other countries who have their own native tongues, but also learned English as a second language.
Yes. So that is very important, guys. When you're getting your first job, it is very important for you to be able to demonstrate that you have certain abilities with your English, right? And English is required everywhere. I mean, if you're finishing university, it is going to be required to get your degree.
Yeah, it was for me.
Yeah.
I studied fine arts. I mean, they required a certain level of English from me.
Yeah.
And we didn't have like English in our curriculum at any point. So if you didn't know it, you had to learn it somewhere else.
Yeah.
It is very useful.
And Columbus is probably one of the best options. If so, it is actually the best option.
Yes.
So there's a lot of discounts too these days, right?
Oh yeah, because we are finishing a term and we're starting a new one in this amount of time. So on November 23rd, we started, right? We started the new term, but it might not be too late. Mm-hmm. So reach out. Maybe you can get into a group still. We're just starting, so we're not missing too much just yet.
And right? You don't know, I'm probably going to be your teacher, or maybe
me?
Yes, we can be your teachers, and we can talk about this podcast if you think about it.
Of course. Yeah, actually, I really like that. Sometimes I give homework like we're all going to watch a movie and then we're going to talk about it.
Yes, discuss the topics. That would be great.
So we can talk about this in our classes as well. What you heard in the podcast, what you think about it.
Yes, of course. Mm-hmm. And that's fun because sometimes the topics from the classes could match one from here.
Yeah.
Because with my students, shout out to my students if you're watching this, we were talking about the jobs and everything related to that.
Yeah.
And since they were very young, they didn't have experience. But I had a student that was an employee at Cinepolis, and she worked at the movies, and she told me the whole experience, how the dynamic works, and how this situation with the pandemic affected them.
Yeah.
Right, and they have to be like fired at some point because of that, and it changed a lot of the perspective for students. Now it's fun because now that I have 4 years already as a teacher, I'm starting seeing my students working in certain places. The other day I got an ice cream from Dairy Queen from a student, and I was surprised. I was actually really glad that they were having this experience. From my point of view, I would say that probably a simple job experience can help you enter this world, right?
Yeah, because every job gives you experience, however you look at it. You just have to be open to learn from it, from the different experiences you get.
So,
is it time?
I guess it is.
It is time.
Yes.
I'm sad.
Yeah, it's always time passes by really quick, right?
When you're having fun, they say.
Yeah, it is. It is always very fun to record this for you guys.
And we also hope that it is fun for you. So if you have suggestions for us, also if you want to tell us your stories, please reach out in our social media pages. Remember, you can listen to us on Spotify, on Apple Music. We're not on YouTube. We're now on YouTube. Okay, and on Facebook
We're
too.
On Facebook.
On Instagram, and even TikTok.
Where you can see teacher Pablo doing.
He's amazing.
Yeah, he's great.
He's so good.
He's great. He has such a personality, and he also can rap. He's a musician. He's such a talented guy.
I already knew he was good, but I am actually pleasantly surprised by what he's doing.
He's creating amazing content in TikTok. We are using all the platforms now. We're everywhere, remember? So reach out. We're here.
Find us at Columbus School BCS. Thank you so much for joining us again. We really always love to do this with you guys, and we will love, and it would be even better to hear from you.
Yeah, and probably in the future you could be here.
As well, yes. Yeah. Come, tell us your stories.
All right. Very good, guys. It was a pleasure. Bye.
Bye.